You want to know what messes with someone after a breakup? It's not begging. It's not silence. It's this one sentence. Listen, breakups are brutal. Doesn't matter how strong you are, when you care about someone and that chapter ends, it hits, and you can go through the motions. Tell yourself you're fine. Pretend it didn't hurt. But inside, you're looking for something to hold on to. Some dignity, some clarity, maybe even a little power back. And look, I'm not here to give you some macho move on fast speech. This is about truth. Because in that moment, when everything's falling apart, what you say can leave you feeling weak, or like a man who knows exactly who he is. Ever sent a message after a breakup and immediately regretted it? Yeah, we've all been there. That sick feeling in your chest, that knot in your gut, that's what happens when you act from pain, not purpose. So here's the tension. You're standing in the wreckage of something that once mattered. Maybe still does. Your brain screaming to fix it. Your ego's fighting for validation. And your heart? It just wants it not to hurt anymore. That's the storm you're in. The most powerful thing you can say in a breakup isn't meant to hurt them. It's meant to heal you. And that sentence? It's this. I respect your decision, and I still know my value. Let that sink in for a second. No games. No guilt trips. No power plays. Just clarity. Strength. Self-worth. If she expected you to fall apart, this throws her off. Not in a manipulative way, but in a way. He's not chasing me? Way. Because confidence after loss is the one thing people don't expect. Now you might be thinking, but what if I don't feel valuable in that moment? That's exactly the point. This sentence isn't about how you feel. It's about reminding yourself of who you are, despite how you feel. Let me tell you a quick story. There was a guy I coached a while back. He'd been in a 2-year relationship. They were planning trips, talking future, all of it. Out of nowhere, she ended things. Cold. And when he called me, he was wrecked. Couldn't eat. Couldn't sleep. Wanted closure. Answers. Something. I told him, don't chase clarity from her. Give clarity to yourself. He didn't beg. He didn't argue. He said exactly this. I respect your choice. I won't try to change your mind. But I want you to know, I still know my value. And he cried after sending it. Not because he regretted it, but because it was the first time in weeks he felt like himself again. It wasn't about her anymore. It was about taking his power back. Guys, we've been taught that being strong means not caring. But real strength is saying, I care, and I still walk away with self-respect. You want to know what sticks with someone after a breakup? It's not the last kiss. It's not the tears. It's how you carried yourself when things ended. Now let's break this down. I respect your decision. She tells her, you're not going to beg. You're not going to argue. You're not going to make this harder. That's maturity. That's control. And I still know my value? That's the anchor. That's you planting your flag in the ground. Saying, I may have lost us, but I didn't lose me. Because look, pain doesn't mean you're broken. Sadness doesn't mean you're weak. And letting someone go doesn't mean you've failed. Here's a wild truth most people never tell you. Sometimes a breakup isn't about rejection. It's about redirection. You think you lost the one? Maybe. Or maybe you just got pushed back onto your path. A path where your needs, your growth, and your peace come first. We chase the wrong people for the right reasons all the time. Love, connection, intimacy. But if staying with them costs you your self-worth, that's not love. That's emotional debt. So, what do you do with that sentence now? You own it. You send it if you feel like you need to. You say it to yourself every morning if you have to. You make it your reminder. I respect their choice, and I still know my value. Not just because it's powerful, but because it's true. Let's talk about what usually happens instead. Most guys fall into 2 traps after a breakup. They either shut down completely, act like it meant nothing, scroll through dating apps, or distract themselves. Or, they spiral. Messages, calls, long paragraphs, constant overthinking. Neither gives you peace. They just delay the pain and strip away your power. Here's the crazy thing. Most breakups don't destroy you because of the person. They destroy you because of how you respond to losing them. It's not her leaving that hurts most, it's you forgetting your worth the second she's gone. So when you say, I respect your decision, and I still know my value, you're creating a boundary. You're saying, I'm hurt, but I'm not lost. I'm disappointed, but I'm not broken. You're not saying it for her. You're saying it for the man you're becoming. That guy? He doesn't chase clarity, he embodies it. He doesn't beg for validation, he lives in alignment. Another guy I knew? He was blindsided by a breakup after 5 years. She said she needed to find herself. And man, he almost collapsed. Wanted to fly across the country to talk to her in person. But instead, he took 24 hours, sat with it, didn't react, And when he finally reached out, you know what he said? I love you enough to let you go, and I love myself enough to walk away with grace. That's next level maturity. That's emotional self-respect. Because at the end of the day, men who know their value don't need to prove it. They live it. They're not threatened by loss because they trust what they bring to the table. And if right now you feel like you're the guy on the floor, broken, doubting yourself, let me say this: you're not less of a man because you're hurting. You're more of one if you feel it fully. And still choose self-respect over self-sabotage. Now let's go deeper. Why does this one sentence work so well? Because it disrupts the pattern. Most people expect drama after a breakup. Tears, fights, replays of every argument. But when you show calm confidence, without coldness, it's unforgettable. You're not giving her something to fight against. You're giving her clarity. And whether she regrets it or not, later, that's on her, not you. Let's flip the script for a second. Imagine you're on the receiving end of a breakup. And instead of pleading, she says, I understand. I wish you the best. I know what I bring to someone's life. And I'll be okay. How would that land? It's graceful, strong, unshakable. And it hits different. Because it's rare. You don't have to be perfect to be powerful. You just have to be intentional. And let's be honest, most guys have never been taught this. We weren't shown how to lose someone with strength. We were told either to win them back, or pretend we didn't care. But you get to do it differently. You get to be the man who walks away without resentment. Who owns his value without arrogance. Who releases someone without collapsing. Because one day, not too far from now, you're gonna wake up. And the grip in your chest will be lighter. The memories won't sting so sharply. And you'll look in the mirror and see a man who didn't abandon himself when it hurt the most. That's what this sentence does. It anchors you to your worth when everything feels like it's drifting away. I respect your decision, and I still know my value. It's not a line. It's a lifeline. And if part of you is still thinking, but what if she changes her mind later? Then let me ask you this. Do you want to be the guy who won her back by losing himself? No woman worth having wants a man who's forgotten who he is. What you'll remember is how you showed up. Not in control, but in clarity. So let's land this plane. You're standing at the edge of something ending. It's raw. It's real. You might feel like a part of you just got ripped out. But let me say this clearly. You don't need closure to have peace. You don't need to be chosen to be worthy. And you sure as hell don't need to lose yourself just to hold on to someone else. What you do need is a sentence. One sentence that reminds you, I can respect someone else's decision without forgetting who I am. There's power in not reacting. There's power in not defending. There's power in knowing you're still a good man. Even when it ends. And yeah, I know, there's a voice in your head saying, but maybe if I explain one more thing. If she knew how I feel. If I could just make her see. You don't need her to see. You need to see. See your loyalty. See your heart. See your ability to love someone fully. And still walk away if you're not being loved in return. That's not weakness. That's growth. That's what most men never do. They just carry the pain, bury the lessons, and repeat the pattern. But you're here, listening, paying attention. That alone makes you different. Here's something you probably haven't thought about. Sometimes, the strongest message you send isn't the one you deliver to her, it's the one you deliver to the future you. What if 5 months from now, you look back at this moment, and you're proud of how you handled it? Not because you played it cool. Not because you got her back. But because you didn't abandon yourself when it would have been easy to. That's the win. And hey, maybe she'll reach out again. Maybe she won't. That's not the point. The point is, you left with your dignity intact. So the next time you're tempted to send that 2 a.m. message, when you're scrolling through old photos, wondering if you mattered, or replaying the last words you said, come back to this. I respect your decision, and I still know my value. Say it out loud. Say it like you mean it. Say it until it becomes your truth. Because it is your truth. You bring something to the table. You love deeply. You show up fully. And just because someone walked away doesn't mean you were never enough. It just means they weren't the one meant to meet you at the depth you're capable of. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do, let go without bitterness. Speak without blame. And walk away still believing in love, especially your own. You're not just getting over someone. You're becoming someone. And the man you're becoming? He's calm. He's kind. He's clear on what he brings, and clear on what he deserves. So stand tall. Say it with me one last time. I respect your decision, and I still know my value. That's the kind of man no one forgets. Now listen, if this hit home, if you're going through it right now, don't go through it alone. Drop a comment. Share what you're feeling. Tag a friend who needs to hear this. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe. We're building something here. A space where men talk real, heal real, grow real. Thanks for being here, man. You've got this. On to better, on to you.